Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ozzy here again on the Opulent Life with another unboxing for you guys. Today we're going to be unboxing a Seiko watch, and as you know, this is going to be my second Seiko unboxing on this channel. The previous one was the Seiko Presage Zen Garden dial, which as you guys know I didn't enjoy very much, but I know that Seiko is a very good company. They make really cool watches, so I wanted to give them another shot, and this time I did. And I believe the results this time are going to be much better. So we have the Seiko box in front of you guys. Nothing much to talk about except for the fact that it's just a white cardboard box with a cutout for the Seiko name, which is written in silver. So let's just take this out real quick. Then you have the regular cardboard box with a black bottom and nothing really special on the sides, just your regular cardboard box. Let's get the box out of the way first, and here we have the watch. This is the Seiko Recraft SNKP27 series watch with the green dial and the brown leather strap, and you can see it comes on this black velvet pillow with the Seiko label on it. We have the receipt in there. Got this from Macy's. Made sure this time that they gave me the correct box. Hopefully they did. Nothing much else in there. It's just a triangular recess with a place to put the watch velvet pillow inside. And then we have the tags and everything attached onto the glass, onto the tang buckle. And yes, so this is a tang buckle with the brown leather strap. We'll examine all that in a second. Let's get this off the pillow first, and we'll put this cushion / pillow to the side. So here it is, guys. This is again the Seiko Recraft, and getting a little bit hard to find these days. I always loved this series from Seiko, kind of retro, very retro looking, not very modern looking, but very chic and stylish nevertheless. It's a full stainless steel case, mirrored finish on the sides, a little bit of brushing on the lower edges of the stainless steel case, as you can see on both ends. And this is 40 millimeters, 39.5 millimeters to be exact on the diameter. And we'll do the glove-to-lug measurement in just a bit, but first I want to talk about the dial itself. As you can see, it is a deep emerald green dial, and it has a step dial pattern. The outer edges are raised, the inner part of the dial is recessed into the case, which gives it a very deep look, and it may be considered to be a sunburst effect on the green. And again, guys, I love green dials. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I typically love green dials a lot. So it has a bit of a sunburst effect, and they have contrasted the minute markers very nicely with the gold tone on each of the minutes. And there's no lume on this watch, unfortunately, even though it may look like there is lume on the hands and the minutes, and on the markers here they're just in white just for show. They did not actually put in any kind of lume, although I wish they would have. It's an automatic watch. It has the Seiko 7S26 movement, no hacking, no hand winding, so you have to kind of shake the watch around a little bit in order to get it working. As you can see, now it's working. Previously it was not. It has the day and the date in the features, so that's good. But and it's all at the 3 o'clock position, as you can see over here. I like the fact that there's not too much text on the dial. It just has the Seiko logo at the 12 o'clock position, automatic written near the 6 o'clock position, and the date window is nicely bordered with a gold tone, and I actually like that. Normally I'm not a big fan of date windows, but this one seems like it's been done very nicely. So it's a push-pull crown, no screw-down crown settings. It only has 50 meters of water resistance. The first setting enables you to move the date and the day. If you move it clockwise, you can do a quick set of the date. I like that. If you move it anti-clockwise, you can change the day. Now the day is given in 2 languages, English and Spanish. So if you have Sunday, you set it to Sunday. But if you want to use the Spanish version, you would set it to this one, DOM. I'm not familiar with Spanish, but I believe that's the shortcut for saying Sunday. So if you set it to this language, then automatically the mechanism will wind to the next day in the same language, although it'll go through 2 sets of clicks like this. Demonstrate. Here we go. So it's Monday, and then it will go to this. So let's say if you set it to Tuesday, it'll go 2 clicks to Wednesday. So that's how it basically works. The seconds hand is not beating very smoothly because it's only a 21,600 VPH movement. It's low beat, not high beat, and there's no hacking or hand winding on this. So if I pull the crown out all the way to set the time, you'll see the second hand is still moving, and you guys easily, the crown does move very easily, very smooth, but there's no hacking function on it, and you can't hand wind it, only moves by shaking. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. The case itself is almost square shape, I would say. From the sides it looks more trapezoidal, but it's for all intents and purposes it's a square shaped case, and that's how I would best describe it. I would not call this cushion shape because it's a little bit more angular. However, I like the look as it's shown over here. As you guys probably know, this is not a Swiss-made watch, it's Japanese movement. It is a JDM edition of the Seiko watches, and as a result, it feels pretty substantial and very hefty for a Seiko watch. Normally, Seiko watches would feel a little bit light on their steel, not as hefty. This one has a decent amount of weight. It feels like it's very well made, very well finished. Our reserve on the movement is only 41 Rs. That's not too bad, putting it at par with the Sellita SW200 movement, so can't complain too much about that. Case thickness is around 13 millimeters, so it's not the thinnest watch on the planet, but it will fit underneath the cuff very nicely. You can use this as a sports watch or a dress watch. It's very versatile, and so that's one of the cool features about it. You can dress it up, dress it down any way you want, semi-formal, casual, office, wherever you want to go, you can use this. Just I would not suggest this for diving or very super recreational use, because it only has 50-meter water resistance, so you can withstand some splashing, a little bit of diving, but not like full-blown swimming or scuba diving. Would not recommend that. It's 22 millimeters, so if you don't like this strap, you can change it out. Although I would say that this brown leather strap with the stitching is very well made, has some very nice graining, and not typical of other Seiko watches. This is extremely well made, feels very soft and very solid, and I won't see the need to change it out, but if you guys have additional straps and you want to change it out, you can easily do so. So yeah, and it's a tang buckle, but see, the tang buckle has Seiko engraved on it. It feels very solid, polished finish, very solid, very well made. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart in your hands or going to be very stiff or uncomfortable. I'm actually liking the fact that Seiko did everything right on this job. Very good. Crystal is scratch resistant hardlex, so no sapphire crystal for you guys, sorry, but at this price point, which I'm going to come to in a second, you can't really expect a sapphire crystal. Caseback is transparent, no decoration on the movement, very plain, very simple. They have put some markings on the rotor, which basically says Seiko Time Corporation, the movement's name, 7S26C, 21 jewels, and this actually says Malaysia, so this probably is not the pure Japanese version. This one's been made in Malaysia, and yeah, we haven't removed the plastic yet because I just got this. Yeah, doesn't matter really, the Japanese and Malaysian versions are not very different. You can see there's mirrored finish on the back as well, very nicely done. You have the serial number on the side here, and yeah, pretty cool. Having the day date, cannot complain about that, makes it very practical. If you're using it daily, it's very useful. It's the abbreviated date, not the full day date, so just want to clarify that. And how the light plays with the gold tone indexes on this watch, and yeah, it looks very dressy, very nice. I like the fact that the bezel has a brushed finish. The more different finishes you get on the case, the better the watch is in terms of finishing, in my opinion at least. The serrations on the crown are not super aggressive, so it's very comfortable to use. The band, really quickly, we have Seiko calf written on it. Band is made in China, but it's calf leather, so it feels, that's the reason why it feels so solid. You have a serial number marking on this side, and it has a square end, so it's not the typical arrow type end that you see in most watches. Alright guys, let's do some measurements on the watch. Let's do the case diameter first, and measuring the widest diameter on the case, excluding the crown. we get 38.2 millimeters, which is very close to the measurement of 39.5 that they've given in the factory spec. Let's do it one more time just to be sure. Yeah, we're getting 38.6, very close, very close. So I guess that is true. Now let's do the lug to lug measurement. Lug to lug is coming out as 45.7, which is very decent, very variable. And then for the case thickness, which I'm assuming is going to be a little bit higher, not bad actually, 11.9 millimeters. That's pretty good. So overall, the dimensions are very good and very reasonable. I really wish this watch had loom, hacking, hand winding, and a sapphire crystal. That would have made it just perfect. And then add a deployment clasp. That's on point, but then again, that would raise the price of this watch substantially more than what Seiko wanted. So you have to give something up to get something, guys. Overall, the real feature of this watch is dial, how nicely it plays with the light, how beautiful it looks with the gold tone hand markers, and overall the shape of the watch and the feel, fit and finish is just so nice. It makes you forget about all the shortcomings. The fact that there's no hand winding or hacking, you tend to forget about that. You forget the fact there's no loom. You don't care about the fact that there's no sapphire crystal on it. You just want to keep looking at that dial and be mesmerized with it and use it in any situation possible. So that really is the killer feature. I got this from Macy's for $206. Retail price is $275. On Joma Shop, this used to be for around $130, $140 a couple of years ago, but people snatched that up, so it's no longer available. If you use a 20% off by opening a Macy's card, you can still bump the price back down to $140, or some other clear codes that they're using right now. I think they bump it down to $175, $180 if you put in Claire in the shopping list. But it's still $200, still a pretty good price, and I didn't want to open up another credit card right now just for a discount on this, so I didn't do that. But yeah, so guys, check it out. These are kind of selling out fast at Macy's. I'm finding it hard to find them even on Amazon. A couple of months ago I was looking for it. It was out of stock at Macy's, it was out of stock on Amazon. I think I'm lucky to have found it on Macy's in person, but the stock is not gonna last. So if you guys are into it, I would suggest nabbing it right now rather than later, because you never know when they might shut production of this model and just go for their other models. These days it's very hard to find a Seiko automatic in this price range exactly the way you used to find them a couple years ago. All of their nicer automatics are shifting to the Prospex line, the Paddy line, and the Grand Seiko line, I should say. But so within the $200 mark, you're really left with the Seiko 5s, and that may not be everybody's cup of tea. If you're looking for a nice dress watch, you have to go to the Presage line, then that's above $500-600, and not everybody likes those. So keep that in mind, guys. If you want something from the Seiko Recraft edition, I would suggest looking at this one. They also have a blue dial version with the bracelet. There's also, used to be at least, a brown dial version with the gold markers and the brown leather strap. I don't find that anymore, but if you can find that and if you like that, go for it. Time to do a quick wrist shot for you guys. You can see this is on the wrist now. I've adjusted the tang buckle to my wrist, which is 6.5 inches for your reference. And here you can see the 40mm watch fits very nicely, very securely on my wrist, and gives a lot of stylish cues. You can definitely use this for a party occasion or formal occasion. The tang buckle is very comfortable, the leather is very soft, and that just adds to the security and style of this watch overall on the wrist. I highly recommend it. Alright, time to give this watch an opulence score. For the style and design category, the watch has a chic retro design with classic styling throughout. The green, gold, and brown match wonderfully and give this watch a very unique look, setting it apart from other sports and dress watches. The step dial gives it a nice fusion of vintage and modern era watches. However, it is not a one-size-fits-all watch, and not everyone will find this interesting, and thus it can be labeled as a very mature watch. For all these reasons, it gets an 8 out of 10. For the materials and finishing category, the dial and case have been finished very nicely and looks way above its price category. However, the materials are not top-notch due to no sapphire crystal, no deploying buckle, or luminescence. There is also no decoration on the movement or rotor, so for these reasons, it gets a 5 out of 10. Performance category. Power reserve is decent, but the movement is very entry-level with no hacking or hand-winding features. It also has a low beat rate and a subpar accuracy. It does feel very decent on the wrist and can slide under most cuffs on the wrist. Setting the day date is very easy due to the quick set function. Water resistance is very average with only 50-meter water resistance, so for this reason it gets a 4 out of 10. For the value category, the value prop for the watch is good as its price point is super attractive, and after using some discounts you can get an almost unbeatable package for the price, so for that reason it gets a 9 out of 10. The versatility category, the watch is very versatile as it can be used as a sports, dress, casual, or semi-formal watch. It can work perfectly in any situation all the way from a weekend retreat to the office boardroom. The only setting it does not work in is if you wish to do some serious swimming, diving. However, some people might find the green color limiting, especially those who like to match their outfits perfectly. For this reason, it gets an 8 out of 10. The wow factor is situation dependent for the watch, as some Seiko watch fans may love the watch, but other more casual observers can judge it as being an old guy's watch due to its retro hues. It may grab some attention in the mature crowd, but many younger folks might not enjoy the classic looks. So it's not a head-turning piece you wear to get compliments or attract attention for the purpose of being flashy. People who are not enthusiasts may not appreciate it as much, so for that reason it gets a 3 out of 10. Overall score for the watch is 37 out of 60, placing it in category C, which is slightly higher than the Frederique Constant watch which we purchased a few months ago. Hope you guys liked this review. Please do subscribe to the channel and like and follow us on Instagram so that you don't miss any more content. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care until the next video. Bye bye.